officers on January 6th.
This is Jeremiah 2 and 23, and it reads, oh, so like not 2 and 23, thought it was. This is 13 and 23 in Jeremiah. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leper his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. I like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Amawan back at you with another lesson and going into the title, all right, accustomed to do evil, Sleazy E, okay? And I'm going to show you one video, all right? I got to be limited on videos because lately Esau been messing with my live feeds and just cutting me off. So I'm going to show you this video and then I'm going to grab some precepts, okay? Because here it is that Esau will try to make us look like we the scum of the earth, like we are, you know, a problem to society. But the biggest criminal, all right, is these devils on earth, you see? Now let's grab this video, okay?
Bullets. This is the man who shot Charlie Kirk. This is the
We use words, they use bullets.
This is the man who shot Charlie Kirk. This is the man who shot Trump. This is the man who killed Melissa Hortman. This is the man who tried to kill John Hoffman. This is the man who tried to kill Paul Pelosi. This is the man who killed an Obama-appointed judge's son. This is the man who hired hitmen to kill Democrats. This is the man who ran over a left-wing activist and killed her. This is the man responsible for the Austin bombing. This is the man who sent pipe bombs to Obama, Biden, and Hillary Clinton. This is the man who shot Gabby Gifford. This is the man who tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. Oh, and this man, and this man, and this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, and this man. This is the man who set Josh Shapiro's house on fire. This is the Oklahoma bomber. This is his accomplice. These are just a few of the men who beat police officers on January 6th. I can think of a few things they have in common, and it's not the way they use their words or their left-wing politics.
We use words,
See?
they use bullets.
So here it is again. Esau will try to make us look like we the scum of the earth and we are a problem to society, an enemy, all right, in America. But here it is that this devil gets away with everything that he does, okay? And it's because the Lord, all right, is one, he uses them as a whooping stick, but two, also because he's reserving them for the day of judgment. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, and it reads, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh. Okay, so you know he gets away with a lot, and you know a sentence is not executed speedily against them. All right, so they continue to keep doing their wickedness. All right, they are accustomed to do evil. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's because the Lord is preserving them, right, for the day of judgment. Okay, this is Job 21 and 29. Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth in the day of wrath. Okay, see, so the Lord is literally reserving them, sparing them, all right, for the time of judgment. Okay, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every single day. Okay, and we know that Esau is the border of wickedness. All right. This is Psalms 7, and let's grab it from let's take it from 6. This is arise, O Lord, Yahweh, in thine anger. Lift up thyself because of the rage of mine enemies, and awake for me to the judge that thou hast commanded. So shall the congregation of the people compass thee about. For their sakes, therefore, return thou on high. The Lord Yahweh shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord Yahweh, according to my righteousness and according to mine integrity that is in me. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just for the righteous. Yahweh tried for the righteous, Yahweh tried the hearts and reins. My defense is of Yahweh, which saveth the upright in heart. Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. You see, every single day, the Lord is literally, all right, pretty much fed up with the wicked, all right, and everything they do. Shalom, Malak, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Shabrakatah. Okay, so, you know, although, you know, they get away with the things that they do, all right, the Lord, again, is preserving them for the day of judgment, okay? And as a matter of fact, let me grab this precept if I can remember how it goes. This is, matter of fact, before I grab that one, let me grab this one before I forget. This is Psalm 73. And let's grab it from 4. It says 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Because you had Asaph that was pretty much, you know, he almost lost his steps, all right, because of the wickedness that he had constantly seen from these devils, man. All right, which this pretty much goes into a lot of these like elites, okay? But, you know, they get away with everything because they're not, you know, in trouble like other men are, all right? As it says right here, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. But they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. You see, so our people go through all types of ups and downs, man. Our people, you know, catching hell. Our people, the moment you get caught with a damn bag of some bud, and your ass is doing time for a long time. You know, that was more in the, you know, back in the day. I'm just using that as an example. But, you know, you will get locked up for a long ass period of time. But here it is. You got these devils out there. They're selling, you know, dope to people, you know, creating it, letting drugs in. And here it is. They get no time. They get smacks on the wrist. You know, they get away with every little thing that is wrong. All right. That pretty much they do. And then if we do it, they'll make us look like it's even worse coming out of coming out from us. You see, but here it is. They're doing the same thing in 10 times worse. Okay. And they get away with all these things. Right. It says they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, and violence covereth them as a garment. Yeah, they wear pride like a jeweled necklace, as it says right here in the NLT, and clothe themselves with cruelty because they drink the wine of violence. Okay, that's why the Lord said not to come in the go in their path. All right, this is 6 and 14 in Proverbs, and it reads, "Enter not in the path of the wicked." Okay, so like here, I meant to say 4 and 14 in Proverbs. It says, "Enter not in the path of the wicked, and go not the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence." You see? It says, "But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day." The way of the wicked is as darkness, and they know not at what they stumble. You see? Sleazy fucking E is pissed the fuck off at me, boy. He is really pissed off. He just doesn't give up on this shit. This has been going on for 2 days now. Ever since I spoke on the highways and hedges about his little bitch ass. Now he want to get mad because I'm mentioning Israel, talking about these fake ass Jews, all that shit. Will make Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai destroy you soon, very, very soon. All right, I had to switch phones. All right, let me see if I could get on here. Use my phone. I don't even know where I was at. I was in Proverbs 4 and 16, going into how they drink the wine of violence, okay? And that's what he is known for, okay? And as we were reading in Psalms, the 73rd chapter, okay, they are not plagued like other men, okay? And this is why they get away with everything, because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, okay? So the wicked is the one that beareth rule. He's the one that rules. So as long as you're being wicked and you're following after his ways, everything is all good, man. You see, the world will love his own, all right? But because we are not of the world, all right, and we are the Lord's chosen people, see, that's why we are hated by, all these nations, okay? That's why we are hated for Yahweh's sake. Even you 2/3 that don't want to cleave to this word, y'all still don't even realize that y'all straight niggas and spicks compared to the onto these other nations, man. Okay, that's how they look at you, as the scriptures tell you. You shall be a byword, okay, an astonishment to the nations, a byword in the cities, man. That's why they call you these different names, all right. Which it sucks because I actually had another video I was going to show you of them beating the shit out of Jake, All right. And it was just who else could it be? Some straight Edomites. Okay. Just straight beating up. Here it is. They had the guy locked up, chained to the damn to the bed. All right. I mean to the seat. And they were literally just beating his ass and then trying to say in the background, why you resisting? Why you resisting? And the guy's just trying to muscle it out and basically make his abs strong so he could take the, the blows to the stomach. You see? And that's the type of nonsense that when I see, it gets me pissed off, man, through the spirit. But, it's really judgment coming upon Jacob. Okay. But, all right, this is why you Edomites have to be taken out of the way. That's why you're going to serve captivity the way you're going to serve it, man. See, it's a righteous thing, as the scriptures say, all right, to recompense those. Okay, let me grab that real quick. This is Second Thessalonians 1:6. And it reads, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble thee. You see? So we're gonna be able to, what was done to them, all right, is gonna, what was done to us is gonna be done onto them. They're gonna have to reap what they sow, you see? And the Lord is gonna let us do it, all right, in righteousness. All right. And a lot of people be like, oh, that sounds horrible. How you gonna, recompense evil for evil? You have to. You have to pay for what you did. You see, that's why the Lord is preparing slaughter for his children, man. Okay. And they have to pay for the things that their forefathers did, which pretty much through reincarnation, they are their forefathers. All right. So if the Lord wrote that it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay. And when the time comes, all right, the Lord, all right, is going to lay hands on Esau. Let's grab that, Ezekiel 25, okay? And I believe it's in the 25th chapter. 25:14, it says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right. And that's why you see a lot of these people, Shalom, Malak, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Barakatah. That's why you see a lot of these old people, straight old ass Edomites still alive, 90 years old. You see, they all sick as hell, but the Lord still got them alive. Why? Because in the time of Jacob's trouble, all right, the Lord going to use Jake, all right, to fuck up a lot of these people up, straight up. And that's just not because it's also in the kingdom that's going to be the most that they're going to catch judgment. All right. But in these last days, man, the Lord going to use a lot of these 2/3, a lot of these YNs, all right, to recompense judgment upon these Edomites, man, whether they be old, whether they be some young ones. OK, because they have to pay for the things that their forefathers have done. You see. They have to remember the things that they have done in reincarnation, man. Every time they were reincarnated, they always had that perpetual hatred over and over and over again. You see, going back to they're accustomed to do evil. That's in their nature. You see, you can't take away what's in their nature. Okay. They're there to cause, violence. They're there to cause problems. Okay. They hate Jake with that perpetual hatred. Let's grab that real quick. This is 35 in Ezekiel, all right, and 5. And it says, because thou hast had 35:5 in Ezekiel, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You see? Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off of it him that passeth out and him that returneth. You see? And if you go into Obadiah, all right, 1:10, it tells you, For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You see? Because again, that perpetual hatred, all right, going all the way back to when he had asked, all right, his father to give him a blessing, all right, and what did he say? Let's grab that real quick. This is Genesis, grab that real quick. Genesis 27 and verse, what is that, 40? 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. You see? So it's been going back since way back. Okay. And that's been the mentality in their spirit all these generations, all these centuries. You know, every time they come back in reincarnation, you see, they themselves don't even understand why they hate us, man. Here it is. They don't know nothing about us. You know, they could just take a look at us and they already have a ill mentality in their mind. You know, they look at us with that face like, you know, I just want to kill you. You know, how? If we haven't done nothing to them, if we don't know them from a can of paint. But it's because that perpetual hatred is in their blood, is in their spirit. Okay. And it's always going to be in their spirit. That's why they treat you the way they do. Okay. And let me see. Damn, see, it sucks. I can't get into no Instagram. That's why I hate that he just cut me off. Because I would try to switch it back so I could show you. I want to show you these two videos so bad of them beating the shit out of Jake. All right. Oh, as a matter of fact, I might be able to do that. Hold on. Let me try to switch it back real quick. All right. Lord willing, it worked out in my favor. Hold on. It might just work. Yeah, it might just work because actually my shit is working now. Yep. All right, hold on. Let me switch them. He might cut me right off after that too. Shalom. Yep. So let me switch. There you go. Salakia. All right. So let me try to make this work right now. All right. I want to show you what he was doing with Jake. Okay. This shit was wild right here, man. I got two videos. This is one of them.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hand. Here. Come here. What is your reason, sir? What is your reason? Step out now. All right. No. What the fight?
See, and that's a message, all right, to you niggas that think that you can't be touched by Esau, man. All right. You have to remember, in this society, you still a nigga. You still a spick. All right. You are still considered as a wild ass Indian out here. Okay. They have no respect for you, man. None of these nations have respect for us at all. See, and this is why we need Yahweh Shah to intervene, man. All right. Because here there is no continuing city, man. We're gonna always be looked at as the scum of the earth when Esau's the true scum of the earth. Okay. Check this video out. This should make no sense. This is the one that really pissed me off.
Stop listening. Stop listening. Stop listening. No, stop listening. Stop listening. Stop listening. Stop listening. I'm talking to you, right? Fucking yours. Hey, look, we're forward. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Hey, turn around. Cup up, bro. Cup up. Look.
I was good in my slides.
Yeah.
That's all I was doing.
But you get your slides.
Now y'all cornering me is keeping like a partner.
Yeah. Bro. Shit, are you okay? Why are you? I'm so sorry. You're good. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for you. Yeah. I'm so sorry for you. Yeah. I'm so sorry for you. Yeah. Just turn around. Yeah. I'm so sorry for you. Yeah. Go out. I'm so sorry for you. Come on, man.
Yeah. Just some fish man shit. Okay, some fish man shit.
Yeah. Don't get in my face like Stop. Yeah. Put him on the floor. Yeah. Get sit back, please. Get back. I told you to stop.
Sorry.
Which arm are you releasing, Seth?
Left.
Left? Okay,
Left.
Alright. It's off. Okay. Great.
Which one is it?
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. No, stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Okay, let me know when the next one's ready, okay?
So you get the point. Like, if that shit don't piss you off, man, I don't know what will, man. All right. If that don't make you fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I don't know what will, man, because it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. All right. See, these things, if you have the names of the Lord, man, the Lord is able to protect you. But, all right, for you trying to, follow after, the white man, put your trust in this damn system and this damn devil. Look how they treat us, man. And here it is. You got groups that want to talk about that you can save these other nations, that you can save Esau. But meanwhile, this nigga's a whole fucking piece of shit. He's a piece of shit on a whole nother level, man. You see? We got no respect for this devil, man. Because whenever he gets a chance, all right, as the scriptures say, he's not satisfied with blood, man. Okay? Let's grab that real quick. All right? He is literally not satisfied with blood. He wants to take it to a whole nother level. Okay? This is Ecclesiasticus 12 and this is 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Matter of fact, let's take it up. All right, to 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent or any such as come nigh wild beast? Yeah. So why are we going to pity you, man? When we told you not to trust this devil, when we told you not to stick around this devil, okay? It says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. You see, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. Yeah. So he's going to come to you at a certain level. He's going to come to you with a mask on, man. That's what this devil's known for, putting a mask on. All right. And then eventually he takes that mask off, and under that mask is two horns. You're going to see the true colors of this damn devil. Okay. And in these last days, the Lord is showing you who your true enemy is, and people still trying to save this damn devil. You see? Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah. So that's how you know our people are that bugged out, all right, that they can even have some type of sympathy for this damn devil. The fact that our people don't even want to be against him, see, that's how you know they've been oppressed so long. That's how you know they're scared of the so-called white man, you see? Because he has power, man, you see? But they're just flesh. Okay, let's grab that. This is Isaiah 31, and let's take it from 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh. You see, so they're able to, get away with these things because it's in the power of their hand. All right, it tells you that in Micah. All right, Micah 2:1. Let's grab that real quick and go back to that. This is Micah 2:1, and it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil. See, the Lord is planning he planning something real big for this devil. Okay, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go heartily, for this time is evil. Okay, so they'll oppress our people on a whole nother level, man. Okay, and they're going to do that even more now in the time of this tribulation that's coming upon Jacob's trouble. All right, they're about to do some worse than any other time in history, worse than any other time of captivity we've ever been in. All right, it's going to be a time that has never been seen. All right, so that means the violence that this devil's going to bring, right, is going to be the worst type of violence any man can have, man. You see, the Lord said he's going to bring the worst out of the heathen. Okay, like, to hear those words, man, is scary. All right, this is Ezekiel. What is that? 7 and around 25. 24. Wherefore I will bring the matter of fact, let me grab from 23. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and the counsel from the ancients. You see why? Because you didn't want to take heed of the vision while it was being given to you. And where there is no more vision, all right, the people gonna perish. But the point is that the Lord said he gonna bring the worst out of the heathen, man. You see, and that's why they do what they do, because it's in their power. All right, they're able to practice these things. Okay, so going back to. Damn, I lost that. I should have never did that. I should have did it off the blue letter. All right. This is I believe I was in Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, before I went to those 2 precepts. All right. I mean 12th chapter. Okay. So basically going into that, he's not going to be satisfied with that blood, man. He's going to take it further than what he's ever taken it, man. All right, he's basically going to tempt the Lord. That's what this devil's about, tempting the Lord, man. All right, and then to the point where he's going to try to tempt the Lord by touching the apple of his eye, man. By touching us, the men of the Lord. And see, once the Lord, when he tries to go and touch the men of the Lord, that's when the Lord going to lift that standard against them, man. That's when he's going to rain the missiles upon this damn devil. You see, but at the end of the day, this is why every single one of them are going to have to serve a harsh captivity, man. Okay, let's grab that real quick. This is Jeremiah, the 30th chapter. All right, 30 and 16. And it says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. You see? So the Lord gonna give us, all right, them as a prey. Okay. As a matter of fact, in Psalms, the 2nd chapter, it tells you what? All right. The Lord said to Yahweh Shai, right? Where's it at? 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. You see? So the Lord's going to give the heathen unto us, man. Okay? And that's going to be the most beautiful day. All right? As a matter of fact, let me grab Psalms. Was that 149, I think it is. All right? Yep, 149. And let's grab it from 6. It says, let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. All right? And that's talking about the elect. All right? The saints. It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see? Let's grab this. This is Isaiah, okay, 14 and 2. And it reads, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. You see? And that's going to be the most beautiful day ever, man, when the Lord allows these devils to be in subjection onto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Because we're literally going to take those that oppressed us and we're going to oppress them on a high level. All right. And again, back to what I was saying before, some people are going to be like, oh, well, how you going to be doing the same thing that they did? Because the Lord going to put the spirit on us to do it, man. The Lord's going to actually make us remember, okay, half of the shit that they did. All right. And when we get to see that, all right, it's going to piss us off, man. Okay. And that's why it's going to be a righteous thing to recompense those that troubled us, man. All right, because everything that they did in wickedness. But when we do it, we're going to do it in righteousness. Okay. And even though Esau did some harsh shit, all right, it's going to show that we have some type of character, because we're going to do it in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. We're not going to be doing like, you know, Esau was taking it to a whole nother level. You have Esau butt breaking our people, man. You see, we ain't going to do nonsense like that. You see? But we're going to whoop your ass on a whole nother level, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, okay? We're going to put you and your children down, all right, and slaughter your children over and over and over again. And we're going to have spiritual power, so we're going to be in the spirit of that we might just keep you alive through the whole shit. Twist you up like an Auntie Anne's pretzel, all right? Keep you alive and keep whooping your ass, and then just when you about to die, we put that spirit on you to be kept alive. You see, to reset you all over again, just to take a whole nother ass whooping. You know, 23 hours of the day, you're gonna be working. You're not gonna be sleeping. You're not gonna eat. You see, we ain't gonna feed you. We ain't gonna feed you, man. You're gonna be thirsty as hell. I'm gonna give you 2 drops of water, if that. You see, imagine that, because you got to remember how these people have dealt with us. As a matter of fact, let me grab that. This is they have dealt treacherously. All right, that deal is treacherously, KJV. All right, this is Isaiah 31 and 30 and 33 and 1, and it reads, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. You see? And that's going to be our people. That's going to be these other nations. You see? When all these nations come up against you, all right, to send 200 million missiles on America. You see, you dealt with all these other nations treacherously, right? You wanted to be the big powerhouse. You wanted to be the hammer of the earth. All right. Well, now the Lord's going to bring the hammer upon you. Okay. Going to annihilate you from California to New York. Then you're going to have to go into captivity, be annihilated in captivity. And then once you're done serving captivity, the Lord's going to erase you, the memory. He's going to blot you out, like it tells you in Psalms 109. Okay. Let's grab that. All right. We're not going to spare none of your people, man. Psalms 109 and and let's take it from and watch. This is where usually Esau love to cut me off, right around here. All right, this is Psalms 109 and 9. It says, I'll take it from 8. Let his days be few, and let another take his office, and that's going to be Yahweh Shai. All right, because of unrighteous dealings, riches gotten by deceit. All right, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Right. It says, let his children be fatherless and his wife a widow. Let his children be continual vagabonds and beg. See, the Lord gonna have you begging for mercy, and there's gonna be no mercy given unto you. Okay, and we're not gonna feel bad about it. Okay, let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Let the extortioner catch all that he has, and let the strangers spoil his labor. Let there be none to extend mercy onto him. See, we're not going to extend mercy onto you, man. You didn't show us mercy, so why would we show you any type of mercy? Okay, it says, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children. Let his posterity, meaning what? His offspring, be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out. You see? So your offspring is going to die in captivity. But after that captivity, all right, your name is going to be blotted out to the point where you're never going to hear of an Edomite again. There's going to be no such thing as a so-called white man, man, because you were a disease to begin with. That's why the Lord said that Adawam means what? Wasted away is he. Ashashua, right? Wasted away is he. You was just as good as waste, and that's what you're gonna be. Okay, it's just gonna be a pile of dung. Okay, a pile of trash that we're just gonna take out. All right, and never have to worry about it coming back. You know, when you take trash out and the garbage man comes on the Thursday, throws all the trash in the back of the damn truck, and he presses the lever down, and that shit just cringes all that shit down, right? And then they go and dump it, and then that's it. They take that shit and it's gone. Okay? You're never going to see you again, right? It says, let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out. Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered before with the Lord Yahweh, all right? And the Lord's going to remember every single one of your sins, man. That's why the Lord is preparing slaughter for his children, okay? Because of the iniquity of their fathers. And you are your forefathers coming back in the flesh. Okay? So it says, let them be before the Lord Yahweh continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth, because that he remembered not to show mercy, you see, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. And you see, that's what you just saw in that video. Guy is all tied up. He got the shit around his neck. Bro could barely move. He just took a whole ass whooping. And here it is, the dude gonna still punch him in his stomach a whole bunch of times, talk about why you resistant, why you resistant. Yo, that is so wicked, man. That's how you know they got no love or they got no sympathy for any of you jakes, man. And in these last days, when they come through, that flood comes through like madmen sparing none. Why you think the Lord said they're not going to spare none? That means they're not going to have sympathy on anybody. The Lord himself said it, man. Let's grab that real quick. The Lord said, have no pity on them, right? Utterly slay old. Let me grab that. Ezekiel 9:5. It says, 6, slay utterly old, young, both maids and little children and women. You see? So that's why the Lord is going to give them the charge, like it tells you in Isaiah, the 10th chapter. All right, that he's going to send him the sword as a hypocritical nation, which the hypocritical nation is our people that don't want to be hearkening on to the word of the Lord. You see? So when he sends him, all right, against our people, they're going to come in the mentality that the Lord pretty much comes at us with: slay utterly old, young, both maids and little children and women. You see? Babies is gonna die out here. Children gonna die. Women gonna be ravished. Then they're gonna be, unalived. Okay, and that's all the Lord giving them charge for them to be able to tread you down like the mire in the streets. You see? So going back to 109 in Psalms, all right, and 109 and 16, because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. And he loved cursing, so let it come unto him, as he delighted not in blessing, so let it be far from him. As he clothed himself with cursing, like as with his garment, so let it come into his bowels like water, and like oil into his bones. Let it be unto him as the garment which covereth him, and for a girdle wherewith he is girded continually. Let this be the reward of mine adversaries from the Lord Yahweh, and of them that speak evil against my soul. You see? So that's what's coming to this damn devil, man, whether he likes it or not. Okay, and this is why he gonna come down on you tribes with great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. Him seeing the prophets out there preaching the word, preaching his judgment, okay, he knows that his time is up and that he has to go into that slavery, man, and he doesn't want to face that. That's what the Lord said. That's why the Lord said he a fugitive. You see, one that runs from persecution. That's why the Lord said you a vagabond. You see. And that's why the Lord just said, let your children be continual vagabonds, man. So he's always trying to run from his persecution. He doesn't want to face, he doesn't want to be held accountable for what he did. See, Esau's like these fucking women of the world, man. They don't have no accountability, you see. But in the day of judgment, you're going to be held accountable whether you like it or not, man. All right. And that's the day, that's the faith and the patience of the saints. All right, let's grab that. All right, this is Revelation 13:9, and it says, he that have an ear, let him hear. Right? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, man. Okay, let's end it with this. This is Exodus. Oh, Salakia. This is Exodus 21:16, and it reads, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. You see? And that's what's going to happen in these last days. He's going to be found with the elect in his hand. You see? And by him being found with him, all right, the Lord is going to reap coals upon this damn devil's head, man. All right, he's going to rain the missiles upon them, you see. And what's going to happen is they're going to wake up, all right, in captivity, like it tells you in, I'll end this, matter of fact, with this. Give me a second, I'm trying to get the. This is Luke. Yeah, this is Luke 16:19, right? It says there was a certain rich man, all right, going into these elites, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, all right, because that represents royalty. So they was the ones ruling here on earth, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, all right, which Lazarus is a representation of Jake, all right, of Israel, which was laid at his gates, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Okay, so we were basically going through all these different types of, tribulations. All right, that's what it means to be full of sores. Okay, the beatings, going through all types of atrocities from this damn devil. Okay, it says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores, going into these other nations. The dogs represent these other nations. You see? And basically they had their hand in the cookie jar when it came to our captivity. So they have to also face the same judgment, right? But Esau's going to catch it the worst, right? It says, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham off, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. You see? So basically, he gonna wake up in captivity, man. After we get delivered by the chariots, by Yahushua, this devil is gonna be the first fruits of slavery, man. That's why the elites are gonna hide in their little bunkers, and they're gonna be able to pretty much escape. All right, not that they're escaping, all right, but they're gonna be able to not feel the thermonuclear missiles, because the Lord is allowing it for them to be the first fruits of slavery, you see? And that's what's going to happen. They're going to wake up, okay, in captivity. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus, and he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. You see? But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thou good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. So the same things that we went through, all right, they have to go through, man. You see, they didn't show mercy, so we're not going to show mercy. Okay. But now is he comforted, and thou art tormented. We're going to be comforted, the nation of Israel. All right. But see, these devils are going to be tormented. Okay. And that's why the Lord said, drink the cup. All right. I'll end it with that. I keep saying I'm going to end it, but the Lord just want me to keep going. This is Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. All right, yeah, because this is the last captivity we got. Okay, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Okay, and because you have been made bare and you can no longer hide yourself, everybody in the world is starting to realize who you truly are, especially our people, and especially the elect know exactly who you are. So all we do is cry unto our Father, all right, cry unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to get us up out of here, man. And this is the faith and the patience of the saints, man, that the Lord have mercy on us, all right, and that we're able to see the fall of our enemy. You see, we pray for the fall of our enemy every single day, man, because look at the nonsense that he's doing behind closed doors. And it's not even behind closed doors no more, because there's a fucking cell phone everywhere. This is a digital world. So there's a camera in every damn spot you look, you know. So there's nothing that could be hid anymore. As much as you try to use these cameras to use it as the eyes of God in your society, right? The Lord actually gave you the technology and intelligence to build these phones just to record half of the shit that you do, to expose you at the end, you see. And that's what we pray for, man, that the Lord have mercy and put your ass into chains ASAP. So I'm going to leave it there through the Spirit. Lord willing, you were edified. With that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, call Elohim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Bakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith and doing as good soldiers of Yahushua. Shalom.